Exile Island, Redemption Island, Ghost Island, Edge of Extinction, Island of the Idols. Survivor loves adding twists to their seasons with these extra islands. They date all the way back to season 10, but still persist to this day in modern Survivor. They can bring advantages, disadvantages, game-changing twists, and can sometimes inexplicably ruin a player's game. Survivor fans all have their opinions about these islands and whether they should stay or go. Today, we are ranking them from worst to best and seeing if any of them are still worth bringing back again. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. This video was made possible by the patrons on my Patreon, and every month they vote on what videos I should make, like this one. Consider joining them to get videos early and to pick what videos I make. Let's set the record straight. The twists we are talking about today are only the times a player has to physically leave their camp to go to another island, whether it's by chance, being voted out, or finding a note hanging from a tree. We are only talking about these island twists. So with that, number 5. The Edge of Extinction. This twist has appeared in 2 seasons so far, seasons 38 and 40. The Edge of Extinction is the place where all players go to once they are voted out until the merge and the final 6, when they get a chance to do one challenge to get back in the game. While the idea isn't that bad and making them only return at the merge and not the final 6 would make it bearable, the biggest travesty this island twist brings to the show is not the obviousness of someone being voted out first and then only needing to win one challenge to return at the final 6 while knowing what the entire jury is thinking and wanting. Oh no, that is bad for the players still in the game. But for us watching at home, there's something even worse. The biggest travesty is how much screen time this twist eats up from the show proper. And it wouldn't be so bad if we were eating up showtime on people who are really in the game, but the chances of any of these people coming back is very slim. There's only be 1, maybe 2. So, and here we are eating up all this screen time. So let's use season 40 as an example of what I mean. The idea to see the winners still on the show all season is great. On paper, this is wonderful. So when someone like Ethan Zohn gets voted out way too early, we can still enjoy his presence. However, episodes 2 through 12 of Winners at War are normal 42-minute episodes, no extra time. This is the same length episodes have been since season 1. That is 11 episodes totaling 462 minutes, and out of those 462 minutes, 63 were spent on the Edge of Extinction and the players who were not in the game proper, which is approximately over 13% of the screen time per episode. Heck, episode 8 itself spent 13 minutes on the Edge out of the 42 minutes in that episode. Meanwhile, we are missing important social bonds and gameplay happening back at not 1, not 2, but 3 camps. How is the show supposed to balance 3 camps, the Edge of Extinction, an immunity challenge, and tribal council in 42 minutes without removing a ton of things? It is ridiculous that both seasons that feature this twist did the same thing with 3 camps, and that isn't even touching on how those on the Edge are able to affect players within the game too. It is all too much for the limited runtime that this show has, and unless episodes are going to become permanently longer, I am okay with never seeing this island twist again. However, I would be remiss to not acknowledge that some good things did come out of this twist, like the log challenge in Winners at War.
I wanted to set a good example for like everyone who's been through a health challenge and thinks they can't do it anymore. Like, you can do it. Remember when you were like getting spinal taps, when you were getting radiation, and I started saying like the mantras I was using when I was getting chemotherapy to kind of get me through these hardest moments. That was something I will remember for the rest of my life.
That feels good.
And Reem getting mad at everyone who got voted out after her on the Edge of Extinction.
Listen, dude, you can bet your rear end you're gonna get it tomorrow from me, just so you know.
Number 4, Redemption Island. This twist was featured in seasons 22, 23, and 27. Redemption Island was once the gold standard for what not to do by Survivor fans. The ability to get back into the game after being voted out, preposterous. However, now that we have seen the Edge of Extinction and we can compare it to that, this twist seems a lot more manageable, a lot more bearable, easier to swallow. Now, the further you make it in the game without being voted out, the better, whereas the opposite was true for the Edge. If you get voted out first here, you would need to win 6 challenges to get back in. That is much easier to accept than the 1 challenge needed to win for the Edge. However, the same issue is here that exists for the Edge of Extinction. Episodes are not longer and the island eats up screen time in every episode. Thankfully, the seasons featuring this have only had 2 tribes every time, but the island twist eats up approximately 6 to 9 minutes an episode. That is an insane amount of time on only 1 or 2 players who have already been voted out of the game, and they may not even come back in the game. This twist really worked best in seasons 23 and 27, which did provide some memorable moments, such as Ozzy purposefully getting voted out by his tribe to eliminate someone on Redemption.
Whoever we vote out tonight should go to Redemption, try to win, come back and rejoin us. Yeah. I'm a little confused. Ozzy, tribe has spoken. You will have a chance to get back in this game.
And then Ozzy pretends in the next episode like he got blindsided at the Redemption Island duel and not that he just gave up, with some of the worst acting imaginable that no one believes.
As far as I'm concerned, tribe boundaries, I mean, if we're at the merge, they don't exist anymore. But I thrive with the pressure to come back in the game for revenge, basically.
And of course, on Blood vs. Water, Redemption Island helped fuel a lot of drama in the pre-merge, especially when it was perceived that Brad Culpepper was the ultimate villain, who simply enjoyed ruining other people's games.
Hence the reason why you lost.
We're playing Survivor, babe. Maybe there's more to it than that.
You, Brad Culpepper.
However, there's really nothing more to see from this twist, as pretty much all the drama that could have come out of it did in the 3 seasons that we saw it. Number 3, Ghost Island. This twist was only featured on season 36, Ghost Island. While not a fun twist outside of its initial presence in the premiere, it ranks higher than the last 2 islands simply because no one goes to it after being voted out with a chance to return. Heck, it even eats up a lot less screen time, but it felt very inconsequential as the season went on. Basically, Ghost Island is Exile Island, but with a twist. You get sent there by yourself with the chance to play a game of chance to win an advantage. These advantages all return from past seasons as ghosts, and not even all of them were real. Sometimes they were just a fake advantage or a fake idol. It sounds a lot sillier than it actually ends up being, and almost has no effect on the pre-merge of this game, as out of the first 5 people to go to Ghost Island in the first 5 episodes, only 2 get a shot at an advantage, and only 1 takes that shot. Everyone else just smashes the urn and gets no chance at winning anything. So it's like, why are we even watching them here?
Smash the urn. Nope, not today. No game for you.
It really kills the momentum of the season-long twist when basically nothing comes out of it for those first 5 episodes. However, it does provide a nice moment with one person, and it does reveal a little bit about them when they're there.
They would say, you know, who's this little kid out here cheering and dancing? He ain't got no, you know, toughness in him. Being out here is definitely like opening my eyes and giving me confidence in myself that I can, you know, be the person that I always thought I could.
We only spend 2 minutes on Ghost Island with Donathan, for example, and I think that is a fair trade-off in comparison to the upwards of 9 minutes we used to spend on Redemption or Edge. This is a twist I think was fun for 1 season, but that was enough. Number 2, Exile Island. The original island twist, this one has a long history. It originated in season 10 Survivor Palau before appearing in seasons 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 29, 32, 34, and 37. As mentioned before, Ghost Island is basically a variant of Exile Island, but this one lasted quite a long time on Survivor. Basically, 1 or 2 people are sent to live on it by themselves with no shelter or fire, and they suffered. However, the longer it stayed on the show, the more times it would bring something fun to the table, like season 12 introducing the season's sole hidden individual immunity idol, which was a shrunken head.
Break the bottle and retrieve the hidden talisman.
The talisman is beautiful.
Or that time in Micronesia when Ozzy found the hidden immunity idol on Exile and then replaced it with his own fake idol, only to have Jason find it, think it's real, give it to Eliza, who recognizes immediately that it is not.
This is fake. This is fake. Ozzy must have put it in there. He must have the real thing. That's not the idol.
What is it?
It's a stick.
I know. It has a face on it.
Or in season 17 when Sugar is sent to exile, finds the hidden immunity idol her first time there, and then keeps getting sent back over and over and over again. In fact, it's 6 times in a row she's sent there.
All right, Coda, big decision. You're sending 1 member of Thong to Exile Island,
Let's go ahead and send Sugar.
It got to the point where she might as well just list the place as her second home on her taxes because it really was the Sugar Shack.
Back to the Sugar Shack for me. I don't really know what the hell's happening in this game. I'm just trying to survive.
Or in season 18, when two people went to exile at a time, each from different camps, so they came up with this crazy idea of creating a cross-tribal alliance in the pre-merge that would go into the post-merge and just run the game.
Once we make it to the merge, we would have a four-way alliance that nobody knows about. Exactly.
However, how much screen time Exile ate up was usually not worth it, and more often than not, someone would just return from Exile to just tell Jeff that, yeah, it sucked, I really didn't like being there, and that's all we would get from the trip. It had definitely been played out by the time season 18 concluded, so when it appeared 11 seasons later in season 29, once again, it was welcome, as it brought drama to the season once again, as two people from opposite tribes went to Exile together, struck deals, things didn't pan out, so other people would get mad at them. It worked. After that, we don't see it become a season-long twist again. It does appear for one episode in season 32 Korong, as someone has to stay there and wait to be put on a new tribe, but Exile's most hilarious use, and out of all of Survivor, comes in season 34, Game Changers, when Debbie is sent there for its one-time appearance that season, only to be surprised by its implementation.
I could not be in a worse position right now. I'm gonna be exiled on a ship.
I am here as part of your exile experience.
Oh my God.
I'm here just to be kind of a sounding board for you. We can talk strategy, we can talk about what your game moving forward is gonna be like. Upon first meeting Debbie, it was immediately obvious that one of her fatal flaws is overconfidence. She seemed very self-assured that everything was gonna go her way.
Its latest appearance was on season 37, David vs. Goliath, when a brand new game-changing twist is added to the game for the first time.
Congratulations. You have found an advantage in the game. This is an idol nullifier.
I am more than okay with how Exile has been used as a one-time visit in a season, but this is a twist that doesn't ever need to be a season-long thing again. And number 1, Island of the Idols. This twist has only ever shown up once on season 39, Island of the Idols, and despite how bad that season was, it wasn't because of this twist. Island of the Idols does so many things wrong and yet so many things right. It's basically a place where a castaway gets sent to learn a lesson from two Survivor legends, in this case, Boston Rob and Sandra, where they have an opportunity to win an advantage, but more importantly, talk to these two legends and get advice from them. It's basically Exile Island, Ghost Island, and that one time Debbie hung out with Cochran on a ship, all rolled into one.
Welcome! What? No way! And then out comes walking Boston Rob and Sandra.
Our job is to mentor you in the game of Survivor and then offer you a chance to test what you've learned.
Boston Rob and Sandra are basically in a mentor-only role and cannot come into the game and win it. This island twist is so hit and miss though. I would say when it is best is when things happen that are good to know, like how to build a fire or make for fun TV that doesn't detract from the game itself, like Sandra teaching Vince how to be sneaky.
We're teaching Vince how to stay calm under pressure, but Sandra's taking it a couple steps too far, as usual.
No matter how silly it may look, you need to make it happen.
Or when Kelly learns to listen to what people are saying in seemingly pointless conversations and then wins an advantage, but then hides it in her hair and promises to strip naked to her tribe, which totally manipulates everyone to her advantage.
I'm gonna strip.
I just like, I'm like really paranoid about it. Little do they know.
I have the idol in my hair.
But as the season progresses, the lessons got more and more moronic, and it actually got to the point where it was actually hurting people's games, like when Jamal was being punished for finding a note hanging in a tree.
Do not open. Bring this with you to Island of the Idols. Leave immediately.
Which in any other season would have been great. It would have been some sort of advantage for someone. But for some reason here, he is automatically punished for it without any way to redeem himself.
You just learned a tough Survivor lesson. If it seems too good to be true, it usually is. The minute you grabbed this note, you lost your vote at the next tribal council.
And of course, the island takes up good screen time since it does involve 3 different people on it, and a lesson is learned every time. However, I felt like every time it happened, I learned a lot about the player who went, and Boston Rob and Sandra usually gave us TV gold almost every time we saw them.
It's not easy.
Is it this hard for you?
I vote you out and that's it.
The entertainment value outweighed the negatives for me, and I would like to see this make a return, but not in every single episode if it does end up being a season-long twist, but maybe as like an every other episode kind of thing.
I wish I could go with him.
And do what?
Help him along the way, I don't know.
Too much noise in the bush.
You're crazy, I'm stealth mode.
So what do you think? Do any of these island twists excite you? Should any of them make a return? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and I want to give an even bigger thanks to the patrons as they made this video happen, and it was made at their request. Once again, thanks for watching.